Hey Aries, happy birthday to the Aries in the early Aries season. This reading is going to be for the 21st through the 27th of March. Now you might stumble upon the video outside of that period, after that period. That's just fine. You're going to find it whenever you were meant to find it, whenever it was time for you to hear the messages. Keep in mind this is a general reading for the Aries collective. Not every single message is going to resonate, but take what does and leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my dears and my darlings, let's see what's coming up here for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Okay, honey. Let's see what we have coming up. First card coming up here is the Three of Wands. Three of Wands can come in a few different ways, okay? Now, Three of Wands can very much be an entrepreneur kind of card, or something in terms of self-employment, or a project, or something that you're wanting to put out there, right? Like maybe you've had an idea for something you're wanting to do in terms of like a podcast or a YouTube channel or some kind of social media campaign or something you've been thinking about starting. That could also be Three of Wands. There's an element of like putting something out there or putting yourself out there with Three of Wands. Three of Wands can also sometimes come up when we're wondering if we should keep going with a situation. So maybe some of you have started a side business or some kind of a project, and now you're wondering if you should scrap it and do something else. And Three of Wands is saying, look, you've come too far to give up now. You're kind of at a point where you need to keep going with this, and you need to see what comes back or what comes your way. So it could sometimes be a card that's coming up to tell us that we're kind of like at this point of no return. There's no going back from this. Like you've started it, and now you need to see it through. You need to see it through to completion. And once you do, you'll see what profit, what benefit it's bringing your way. Okay, so sometimes it's like we're getting cold feet, and this is saying, you've come too far to give up now. This is not the time to give up. Three of Wands is also a card of mental expansion. We did come out of the Virgo. I don't know why I can't speak lately. We did come out of the Virgo. Why we came out of the Virgo full moon recently. We're still kind of in the beginning of the week under those influences or those energies. And so the Virgo full moon, and anytime we have full moons, this is a lot of times that things come to the surface and that things are revealed to us. I feel like a lot of Aries had memories from the past that helped you put like puzzle pieces together, where you had some epiphanies, you had some revelations about your life, about the people in your life, about experiences that you've had, and it really kind of blew your mind. I feel like a lot of Aries have been or are going to be having these epiphanies that are really making you see the people in your life in a different light. And now that you've seen that truth, you can't unsee the truth. You can't go back to sleep. And so the Three of Wands here is like moving on or moving forward. Some of you are making some plans and you're hesitating for a little bit, and you're realizing, nope, it's time to go in this direction. It's time to move forward, right? Whatever was going to be done in the past has been done, and it's time to move in this new direction. It's time to invest in my ideas and not give up on myself or my ideas. The next card that's coming up here for Aries is the Temperance card, okay? This is a major arcana card. Major arcana cards come up anytime we're coming into a significant new chapter in our life. Major arcana cards come up anytime that we're coming into a defining moment, a defining chapter, a defining period of time in our life. And so, even though I'm setting the intention where we're looking at like a period of a week, the Temperance card lets us know, or the major arcana card lets us know, that we're coming into a new cycle, into a new phase, and that this is energy that's going to be around for a while. This isn't just going to be for a few days or for a week. You're coming into a significant period in your life, a significant time in your life. And the Sagittarius card or element here can indicate that some of you might be dealing with a Sagittarius. If you have a Sagittarius placement, there can be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. The Temperance card is about divine timing, being in the flow of divine timing, and it can be a time in which you're beginning to step onto your life path. You're beginning to feel pulled towards a specific cause or a specific type of work or a specific project or labor of love. You might have a feeling that's growing stronger and stronger. Maybe you've always been like, oh, I've always felt like I should, write this book or write this story or write my story. And that feeling is becoming stronger because this is a part of your life path and a part of one of the things that you were meant to do. And so you're feeling called to do that. Maybe some of you are feeling called to do a career change. Maybe some of you are feeling called to get into spiritual work or to get into ministry. But there's this increasing feeling like what became like, oh, that might be interested, or oh, I should really do that. It's growing stronger and stronger and stronger, and it's becoming more difficult for you to ignore, right? So there is a sense here of Aries like feeling like, okay, I'm ready to do this now, or I keep talking about doing this and I feel like this is the time to do this. I don't know if you all just heard, but there was a massive gust of wind right when I said that, and it was like confirmation, like you're going for it, right? Like you're going for it now finally. The next card that's coming up here for Aries is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is a card that can come up when we're getting really smart about where we're putting our time and our energy, and we're revisiting and we're coming into a new relationship with money, the relationship that we have with money. So becoming educated about money, becoming smarter about money. Some of you maybe are trying to teach or educate your children about money because you're wanting to save them a lot of time, and you're telling them the things you wish you knew when you were younger. But there could be a sense or a feeling here in kind of like looking at your budget, looking at your assets, seeing unnecessary spending, seeing ways in which you can get more for less, and becoming a lot more smarter with your spending. And this in itself makes you feel as though you've gotten a great big raise or a great big promotion. It's when I see Page of Pentacles, it's the kind of budgeting where like it's being done right, and it's being done in a really smart way, so that even though you're spending less, you feel like you have so much more. So you don't feel like, oh my gosh, poor me, I'm really struggling, I'm really having a hard time, I have to make all these sacrifices, and you feel like you're just kind of, scraping by. It's not that kind of budgeting, it's not that kind of saving. You're becoming smarter with your money, and you're spending less and you're getting more. You're becoming a smarter consumer or a smarter shopper, and you're finding ways of eliminating unnecessary spending or unnecessary expense. So all of a sudden you feel like you have a lot more money coming in, but really you're just becoming better at getting what you need and not having to spend so much for it. Page of Pentacles is also finding long-term financial solutions. So, this is breaking out of the side hustle mentality, or getting the second job or the third job, the things that are not sustainable, things that we can't do forever. It might fix our money problems for a little while, but we can't do that our whole life, right? Some of you have been doing rideshare stuff on the side, or delivery stuff on the side, or things that have been requiring for you to drive, and you're looking at these gas prices and you're like, oh my gosh, my earnings are going to go like directly to my gas. This is ridiculous. And so you're finding new ways of skills, assets, things you have to offer that are going to help you have additional income that at some point can even become your main income, right? Without having to work so hard, or without having to deal with that expense of gas. Some of you are learning about investments. And I do feel like a lot of Aries right now are working to manifest passive income. I keep hearing passive income, passive income. So that might be a topic that a lot of you are researching and seeing examples on how other people have done it. But I feel like long-term stability here, working towards long-term financial stability. The next card that's coming up here for Aries is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, I feel, is like, as I said, a lot of you have been having an awakening and seeing the truth of situations. You might be feeling a little bit disappointed about people in your life, or certain realizations or epiphanies that you have had. Some of you are feeling kind of discouraged here because, as I said, you're looking at like a side hustle or a second job that you feel like, well, this isn't going to work out. I can't do this for much longer. And you may be feeling a little bit discouraged. You may be feeling a little bit sad. But the Five of Cups reminds us that with every kind of disappointment is an opportunity for something more, for something even better. He still has two cups. He still has a lot that he can deal with and that he can use and make use of. And these empty cups he can pick up and he can fill with whatever he wants. So, Aries, this is a good time for you to kind of readjust your vision, readjust what you're aiming for, and realizing that though this maybe is not going to plan, this is an opportunity for you to reach for something even better, right? To fill your cup with something even better. Um, And as I said, it's breaking away from like the side hustle, the struggle stuff, and doing things that are going to be more fulfilling for you or more meaningful for you. Taking your skills, your gifts and abilities and putting them to use for yourself. Five of Cups also comes up when we might be feeling overwhelmed and we're really tempted to self-medicate. A lot of you Aries are finding yourself at this really significant crossroads, and it's freaking you out. It's scaring you a little bit. It feels overwhelming, and you're like, I don't want to feel all these big feelings. I don't want to feel the excitement and the uncertainty and the nervousness and the insecurities that are coming up as I'm about to take these big steps. These feelings are too big and I don't want to feel them. And so a lot of you might be really tempted to try to self-medicate in some way, whether it's through alcohol or some kind of substance or food, or if it's something having to do with like being a workaholic, or hitting the gym extra hard, or like getting like obsessively compulsively cleaning. There's so many different ways that people can self-medicate to try to not deal with the situation, to try to not think about it, to try to not feel. And Spirit is saying you have to let yourself feel. This is a big part of your process. Don't ignore it. Don't run from it. Let yourself acknowledge these feelings, because the more we push them down, the more power they have over us in the subconscious mind, or in the sub-thinking. And they'll come up and they'll sabotage us along the way. So if you don't want for that to happen, you need to let yourself feel. And you need to let yourself, let out any disappointments that you might have. Admit that you feel discouraged. Admit that you feel like this is a little bit hopeless. Acknowledge it. Let yourself feel it, ride out that wave, and then pick yourself up and say, okay, I'm in this Three of Wands energy. I've come too far to give up now, right? And I'm going to see progress. I'm going to see results, but I need to keep going. But this is a time in which I can look at the situation to see, how can I make it easier on me? How can I simplify it? How can I make what I have work in my favor right now to get me to where I want to be? Your next card here is the Two of Cups. And those of you who watch my readings, you know that in the weekly forecasts, I don't really focus on love or romance. Love readings are done separately on my channel, and I always have a link in the description to the love readings. But there could be something here in terms of love life or relationship for some of you Aries with the Two of Cups, in which there might be healing in an existing relationship, resolution, coming together, working together. Some of you may be manifesting a very beautiful partnership, a harmonious partnership, where there's love and there's mutual investment, and two people investing in each other. But there can definitely be a sense of like, coming together, working together. What the cards are telling me, that a lot of you maybe have given up on love, but as you are in this, listening to your gut and listening to what you're feeling called or guided to do, this is the path that is going to be aligning you with a significant soulmate. This is how you're going to end up meeting your person. For a lot of you who are single, who maybe feel a little bit discouraged or jaded when it comes to love or relationships, Spirit is saying the sooner that you embrace this calling, the sooner that you begin to do the things you keep like feeling guided to do, the sooner you're going to align with this significant relationship, with this significant soulmate. I thank you for watching, Aries. You may want to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks that might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. You can click on the link in the description that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings are linked in the description of the video. And don't forget, guys, a lot of you have been asking that I do a daily card every single day. I'm posting a card of the day. Make sure to check those out as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope to see you all in the daily cards as well, in the comments there. Wishing you all a wonderful week. Take care, my dears.